Hello guys, welcome to my channel Dr. Kranti Mavel, and today we're going to discuss about pathophysiology of HIV called as a human immunodeficiency virus. And in pathophysiology we go with a series of introduction, next spreading or transmission, next symptoms, and these are the basics series that we have to follow in pathophysiology. Next stages, next diagnostic tests, treatment and prevention. As I have previously explained in a therapy has a different series of explanation, and whereas pathophysiology have a different type of explanation. We follow introduction, spreading or transmission, symptoms, stages. In some cases we will have symptoms according to the stages, so we both write as a combined one and we will explain in the term of stages. And next diagnostic test, next treatment, and then prevention. And this was the series that we will follow in a pathophysiology, and today's topic is human immunodeficiency virus, that is HIV. It is well known nowadays. Next, while coming to the introduction, HIV, it is a virus that attacks body immune system, mainly affects the immune system, whereas the immune system consists of cells, T cells. They fight against HIV virus. That cells are known as CD4 or T cells. These are the immune cells that grow in our body. So this HIV fight with these T cells and make them destroy. Whereas HIV enters the body through various sectors and it affects into body, affects T cells, and they get destroyed, damaged, and causes infection of HIV in body. This was the series that HIV usually follows in a body. Next, T cells help the body fight the infection, whereas this T cells helps the body to fight the infection against virus, whereas the eventual effect of a human immunovirus on T cells leads to the complete damage of T cells, and then it starts the infection of HIV in our body, and it leads to AIDS. This was the final AIDS. It was the final stage of HIV and leads to the AIDS. Up to the stage of AIDS, the T cells eventually and continuously fight against HIV based on the medication taken by the patient. If not, it will eventually drop down the stages from first stage to second stage, and from second stage to third stage, and finally AIDS. Usually the HIV have a 3 stages. And while coming to the spreading, how the HIV introduction is completed, and now we will study about spreading, how the HIV is spread in humans. First one, it will spread through certain body fluids like blood and serum or semen. And HIV is also transmitted through unprotected sex with somebody already infected by HIV. And HIV spreads through sharing drug needles of an infected HIV patient. An infected woman, whereas when a woman is infected with HIV, when she is pregnant, have a chance to pass the HIV to embryo, that means to the baby. So infected woman can pass HIV to the child during pregnancy or a childbirth. Next, HIV spread through certain body fluids, that is called as blood and semen, and it can also be affected by unprotected sex with already someone infected by HIV. And it's also spread through drug needles and infected persons in contact to your blood. Here we go through with Symptoms and stages of HIV combined study. Symptoms and stages of HIV, because the symptoms are varied from stage to stage. Depending upon the stages, the symptoms are developed in a patient. So symptoms and stages of HIV here, and there are three stages of HIV, whereas the first one called as early stage of HIV, and one second one is called as a clinical latency stage of HIV, and third one AIDS development stage. Third one what? AIDS development stage. Whereas in AIDS development stage, if the patient can't take a medication properly, it can leads to direct AIDS. And these are the three stages. And whereas the first one, early stage of HIV, this is the first stage of HIV. This stage is very important time to get treatment. So here the patient should be tested if they have exposure to virus or having any chances of getting positive HIV. They'll have some of the symptoms. Depending upon the symptoms, we'll come to know that they are affected with HIV or not. And the first one is called as the early stage. And depending upon the stages, first one symptoms, chills, fevers, muscle aches, rashes, night sweats, mouth sores, and these are some of the symptoms of early stages of HIV. If a patient was persistently he is facing this type of symptoms in a human body, he used to confirm get into the testing stage for HIV. If he tested positive, he have to be take medication immediately, because whenever the HIV is affected, within 72 hours if we take a medication, it will be cured. If not, 72 hours means 3 days. Whenever we are affected with HIV, within 3 days we have to take the treatment, or if not, it will continuously make a persistent long stage of initial, and then it leads to the second stage, and it leads to the AIDS and all of this. So this was the second part, and we'll go with this. If these are the symptoms that we have observed, and that was the early stage, and here the patient have to be tested. And whereas second one, clinical latency stage, what we call it as clinical latency stage. This is a stage where the virus itself install into the body. If patient with treatment in this stage have low chances to spread diseases. If patient with no treatment in the stage have chances to spread diseases to the people. Got it? With the treatment, no spread. With no treatment, that patient can spread HIV to the number of patients. That means this was the infectious stage. In this stage, the patient is having high chances to spread the virus to the different human bodies. This stage lasts for a long period of time, nearly for 10 years. 10 years with no it will get more years with the treatment. That means if a patient take a medication in this stage lasts for more than 10 years. That means that patient can't be changed to the AIDS stage. If with no medication, he can easily develop the AIDS in his body. So that in a infectious stage, the treatment is very important, and it was the most spreading stages in all the stages of the HIV, and it was non-symptomatic. In this stage, there are no symptoms observed in the patient. Next, the third one, AIDS development stage. At this stage, the virus completely make the patient immune system weak. Patient begins to have serious symptoms. Some of the symptoms I am mentioning here: weight loss, regular fever, night sweats, extreme tiredness, swollen glands, diarrhea, sores mainly at regions of mouth, anus, vaginal, and pneumonia. These and like depression too we'll observe in most severe cases, as they are more they used to think about their health condition, so that they'll get into the depression. And these are some of the symptoms that we observed in AIDS development stage. And here I am going to give some information. Only HIV testing will tell you if you have the infection, and only HIV test will tell you if you have infection or not. Not any blood test or any urine test. It won't give you the result of HIV test. So you have to take the HIV test in a proper manner. After symptoms and stages, we're gonna discuss diagnostic tests for HIV, and there are mainly of three tests that we can get the result of whether positive for HIV or negative. While the three diagnostic tests are rapid antibody test, and second one antigen antibody test, and third one nucleic acid test. And whereas first one, rapid antibody test. This test is done by pricking a hole into the finger and taking out of blood and also saliva for test for HIV antibodies. These tests can be done in clinical or other places, and this test can get result within 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes we'll gonna know about whether we are positive or negative. And you can easily take your blood and send the sample to the lab for testing. This test is only useful for long period of HIV. That means the second stages and third stages only will get the correct result for rapid antibody test, as this test is not useful for the initial stages, that is early stages of HIV can't be detected in this test. Next, rapid antibodies test, right? They usually tests blood, whether the blood is containing antibodies that fight against HIV. If the antibodies that usually fight against HIV are present in our body, then the HIV is positive. That means the antibodies are preparing and fighting against HIV. If they are preparing or they are generating, this can get a clear idea that HIV is present in our body. And whereas the second one, antigen and antibody test. The second one is antigen and antibody test. For this test, mainly blood is taken from the patient's vein. Look for HIV antibodies and antigens. Antibodies are made by our immune system and a sign that your body is trying to fight against HIV, as rapid antibody test. And antigens are the energy tablets to antibodies. Antigens make antibodies active and ready to fight, so that the antigens are given to the body. And when HIV enters the body, P24 antigen is produced to fight against HIV. It can find infection within this test can find the infection within 2 to 6 weeks after being infected. That means this can also give the result for initial stage might be, and this can't be get a proper result for initial stages. It is only suitable for longer period stages, that in second and third. And the third stage called as a nucleic acid testing, that is also called as NAT, nucleic acid testing. This is the test used for identification of the HIV in early stages. The test can tell the viral load, how much of the virus is there, and the test is very expensive. And this test mainly taken by the people who are having high risk, whether they were exposed to virus. And it is not as good as the antibody test for detecting HIV. People who are taking treatment for HIV in early stages can't be detected positive. That means in initial stages, if they get the medication, in an initial stages, the test can't give a proper result, as the HIV that was growing in our body and the medication is taken by the patient in initial stages, the growth of HIV will be inhibited, and whereas the test is done here and there is no positive result is expected. Understand? So that NAT test is more expensive too, and it can also say the viral load and how much of the virus is there in your body, so that in initial stages we have to if we have a doubt, we can easily take the medication. If we are confirmed with an HIV that we are positive, then we have to take the medication in a proper medication. If we have a doubt, we should go with a NAT, and whenever we tested positive, within 72 hours it can help us. Within 72 hours, the HIV can be treated. Whenever the 72 hours is crossed, then the virus can't be absented from our body. While we are talking about the treatment, next to the diagnostic test, if HIV entered to your body, then immediately we have to take the medication within 24 hours of exposed to the virus. Later after 72 hours, it can't be cured. Take an antibody of the body, as I have previously said about that. And there are some medication that can spread the spread of virus, that can inhibit the spread of HIV in our body. There are some medication and they are called as ARVs. That means I'll explain, antiretrovirals, and these are the medications treated for HIV. As HIV is one of the retrovirus, antiretrovirals can easily treat the HIV. Doctors use a combination of ARE medicines to treat HIV called as antiretroviral therapy, that is called as ART. We usually observe this ART centers in community health centers, and ART can help to reduce the chance of spread of HIV to others. That means ART will also help to inhibit the spread of HIV in own body, and it can also increase the spread of HIV to other persons too. Hence there is a chance of cure in our society too. Some HIV viruses are restricted to retroviral drugs, and that can be used in a precise manner. That means these are the antiretrovirals that doesn't have a proper timing. That means after having lunch we can take this medicine, or else before having lunch we can take this medicine. This type of manner is present for antiretrovirals, whereas some viruses that are not cured by the retrovirals, drugs, they used to have a particular time to be taken and as prescribed by the prescriber. Whereas while talking about the prevention of HIV, we'll have a general talk in this. We usually well known that use a condom for anal or vaginal sex, and also not having vaginal or oral sex in a only way to prevent HIV infection, and limit the number of sexual partners you have. And these are some of the prevention measures that we have to take for stop the spread of HIV. Again, I am coming to the introduction. Here, the HIV is a human immunodeficiency virus, and it enters our body and they usually destroy the T cells, and then the T cells are get damaged, and infection of the HIV begins in our body and leads to the AIDS. Whereas the spreading, it can spread to body fluids and unprotected sex and drug needles of an HIV infected patient. Already a female HIV pregnant can pass the HIV to the embryo. Whereas coming to the stages, we usually have 3 stages: early stage of HIV, clinical latent stage of HIV, and AIDS development stage of HIV. In early stage of HIV, we used to have a common symptoms of fever, chills, muzzle aches, rashes, night sweats, and mouth sores. And whenever we observe these kind of symptoms, then we have to be checked to the HIV that we are positive. And second stage is known as clinical latency stage, and this stage is cured by treatment, and this stage is asymptomatic. We usually don't expose any type of symptoms. And whereas the third stage is known as AIDS development stage, we usually have a drastic and dangerous symptoms in our body: weight loss, regular fever, night sweats, swollen glands, extreme tiredness, diarrhea, sores on mouth, anal and vaginal, and pneumonia. Depression too is observed in a chronic stages of HIV. Getting into the diagnostics test, we usually have three diagnostics tests: rapid antibody, antigen antibody, and nucleic acid test. And whereas rapid antibody tests can give result by taking saliva or blood from the body by pricking our hand, and result is came for 30 minutes, and it cannot give proper result for initial stages of what we call it as initial stages of HIV is not get a proper result in this. It usually gives a long result for long period HIV stages. And whereas the second one, antigen and antibody, it can give result to the initial stages, whereas nucleic acid test, it can also give result to the primary stages whenever the patient with no medication can be easily detected here. And it is the most expensive test and taken by the people who are having high risk of HIV virus. Whereas treatment to decrease the spread of HIV usually take antiretrovirals, as HIV is one of the retrovirus, and the some HIV viruses are restricted to the retroviral drugs, and that can be cured by having retroviral drugs in a prescribed manner with a particular time of administration. And whereas the prevention, having no vaginal, anal or oral sex, and also usage of condom, and also decreasing or limiting the number of sexual partners. And here we go, this is the complete brief introduction of HIV, and the pathophysiology is also explained in a brief manner. And keep like, share and subscribe, and if you have any doubts you can mention that in the comment box that was supplied below, and through your doubts I can easily clarify it, and I will also to learn a more knowledge from you too. Don't hesitate to comment in a comment box, and please do subscribe, like and share. Thank you.